Hello guys, today we are going to discuss AP EAPCET questionnaire session. Okay, this session is I am going to explain the questions which is coming, which is came from the AP EAPCET recently exam, which is conducted by AP government. Like guys, the questions I will take most important questions from that question paper. Yeah, the first question: the structure of human heart are functionally embryonic stage but non-functional in adult stage. What are the structures? Are their function, they are good at in the function about embryonic stage. After adult, after embryonic stage, there is a adult stage, the structures are do not follow the functions. Okay, what are the structures? First one, first option, valve of Thebaceous, mitral valve and ductus botalli. And foramen, next option, foramen minor, eustachian valve, ductus arteriosus, and third option is foramen ovalis, mitral valve, ligamentum arteriosum. Fourth option, foramen oval, eustachian valve and ductus arteriosus. What are the parts which are involved in the embryonic stage, how they functionate in the adult stage, they are remain not working, like okay, non-functional. Okay, we are going to discuss about it. Guys, just look into this. In the embryonic stage, heart started at 21st day, heartbeat started at 21st day of the embryonic development, where the SCA node stimulate now impulses to give the signal into the heart muscles. Heart going to functionate in the 21st day, heartbeat started in the embryonic stage. #21st day. So afterwards, there is a did not develop of the lungs. Lungs are not functions. Lungs are did not developed, not developed. At the stage of heartbeat. So who can create the oxygenated bed? The oxygen, the fetus taking oxygen from where? From the mother placenta, right? So the fetus going to take oxygen from the mother, and there is a atrias and ventricles are started to work, functionate. Okay, there is a hole between the two atrias. There is a valve. This is foramen oval. Foramen oval. The blood which is going to mix towards the two atrias. Here the mixed blood, where oxygenated blood taking from the oxygen is taking from the mother into the child, which is the blood vessel, they can carry oxygen, the blood vessel which is carry oxygen from the mother into the right atria. That is the place, there is a valve which is eustachian valve. Eustachian valve is here. Valve. Eustachian valve, they take the oxygen from the mother and they can give the oxygen into the ventricles through the to the left atria. So that is place which is foramen oval. And what about ductus arteriosus? Ductus arteriosus nothing but where the aorta, systemic aorta, they can pump the blood into the body parts, Here there is a arch between them is called ductus arteriosus. So fourth option is right, because of foramen oval is between the two atrias. Okay, Eustachian valve which is enter into the right atria through the valve, they take the oxygen from the mother, and this is ductus arteriosus, are they located in the aorta, systemic aorta. Okay, this is all about the three. In the fetus stage, embryonic stage, they did work, and if come to this, in the adult, this foramen oval covered by a layer which is separate two atrias called fossa ovalis. This is important for exam. Foramen oval which is separate to atrias, there is a cover called fossa ovalis. Okay, this is important for exam point of view. Guys, these three are the embryonic stage, they functionate, and in the adult stage they are not remain function. Okay, yes. If come to the next question, find the mismatch pair, alpha diversity, beta diversity, gamma diversity, and species richness. This is the chapter biodiversity. Chapter biodiversity, just look into here, alpha, beta and gamma species richness. Okay, this is also important for NEET also. Alpha diversity, diversity within habitat. Guys, any surrounds the area which is surrounded by a species richness, there are ecosystem, different kind of species are there. Okay, different kind of species are there within the habitat, either habitat, any pond, any lake, any grassland, okay, any forest, like any habitat, same habitat which is the same kind of species diversity is there within the limit of that area, that is alpha diversity. Of course, this is right option. Okay, yes. And beta diversity, diversity between the ecosystem. Ecosystem mean two ecosystems are there. Of course, water ecosystem or grassland ecosystem. Water ecosystem, there is a water which is pond where there is a lake. Lake has its own zooplankton, phytoplanktons like insects. Okay, there is a benthos, nexus, these kind of insects are there. That is the lake. Lake is surrounded by a grassland. Grassland is the another ecosystem. There is a grassland, herbivores are there, like rabbit, like animals are there. So these are connected to the lake, right? They can take the water from the lake. That is beta diversity. Beta diversity nothing but two ecosystems are existence together, that is beta diversity. And if come to the gamma diversity, the diversity at a genetic level. This diversity all over the animal diversity or not comes under genetic level actually. Okay, that is gene bank is different and the diversity is different. This is the wrong option, wrong pair. Species richness, of course, number of species in given area, that is hotspots. Hotspots. In the India, there are two hotspots are there, Western Ghats and Eastern Himalayas. Okay, so hotspots, it is the richness, species richness. There is a huge diversity. There are different kind of animals which is comes under endangered, vulnerable, like least concern, vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, and extinct. These kind of animals are there in the species richness, that is biodiversity hotspots. Okay, in India there are two hotspots only, Western Ghats and Eastern Himalayas. Okay, Eastern Himalayas, Indo-Burman plate. Likewise, guys, here look into here, alpha diversity nothing but it is the area which is within the habitat, beta diversity the relation between two ecosystems, gamma diversity it is not a genetic level, actually it is the species diversity which is landscape only, not given genetic level. And species richness nothing but it is the biodiversity hotspots. Okay, yeah, here just look into here, gamma diversity is the biodiversity at the scale level of the ecosystem, not genetic level. Okay, this is about, the answer is third option which is incorrect. Okay, yes. And next one, which one of the following is not an alien species? Alien species nothing but the species which is either plant or animal which is coming from out of the area. Out of the area nothing but it is the boundary of one country, not about it. It is the boundary of certain space which is similar species are located. Okay, there is a different species which is do not have any predator for that species, that is alien species. Just look into here, alien species nothing but there are certain mango trees are the tropical mangoes here, tropical mangoes, here, and there are in India tropical mangoes are there in the tropical area. If the apple trees come, this is alien exotic species. Of course, another example, in India there are certain goats can eaten by man in India, like in tropical countries. Of course, there is another species which is not eaten by man, like there is like another species, like any species which is human do not eat, that is polar bear. Polar bear which is enter into the India, people are, they do not eat this bear, right? Eat this bear. Polar bear that is do not eaten by the humans, so that is the population will increase because of there is no predator for that bear. Polar bear, they do not have predator by like human can eat goats, so goats population will be constantly stable, but bear population will increase due to do not have their predator, that is the species alien species. Okay, that can be affect the local population. Okay, yeah, I hope you guys understand this. Polar bear, they do not have predator here if they enter into the India. Okay, so they can usually produce here. So here, which of the following is not alien species in India? Nile perch is, Nile is the river in the Africa. The longest river in the world, like in the earth is longest river is Nile. Largest river is, that is Amazon. Okay, so Nile is nothing but it is the river in the Africa, that is actually African river. So this is actually the exotic of the Africa, mean alien species of Africa. So guys, just look into here, Lantana, Parthenium and Eichhornia, these plants all over alien invasive species introduced in India, either intentionally or unintentionally. But Nile is the introduced in Africa like Lake Victoria, not in India. This is about alien species which is not introduced in India. Okay, that is Nile perch. Okay, yes. Alien species, those are introduced from outside. Okay. Yeah, next question. Arthropods are cytocoelomates. Coelom in arthropods are formed by splitting of mesoderm. Of course, coelom is the mesodermal origin. Coelom is the mesodermal origin. Mesodermal mean ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. These are the germ layers in the embryonic stage. These are the germ layers or the stem cells which is produce all our organs and tissues in the body. Okay. Mesoderm is the germ layer which is create the coelom. Coelom mean cavity, body cavity. Cavity mean the tube within the tube. Tube within the tube is the body cavity. There is another tube in the body cavity. This is coelom. Coelom is originate from the Aschelminthes tube. Aschelminthes tube. Chordate. Aschelminthes is cytocoelomates. Aschelminthes is cytocoelomate. No. It is pseudocoelomates. Aschelminthes pseudocoelomates. Pseudo mean false. False coeloms mean there is no body cavity, instead there is a tissue is covered in the mesoderm. Okay, there is a body cavity which is covered by the tissue, that is pseudocoelomates. So after that, annelids, arthropods, and molluscans. These are the cytocoelomate cytocoelomates. Cytocoelomates nothing but the mesoderm which is split into to form cytocoelom. Okay. After that, echinoderms, two chordates are enterocoelomates. Okay. Cytocoelomates are mesodermal blastomere cells are split into to form cytocoelom. The archenteron cells which is to form the cavity, body cavity called enterocoelomates. Cytocoelomates and enterocoelomates. Okay. Guys, cytocoelomates nothing but annelids, arthropods and molluscans. Before that, there is a roundworms which is have roundworms nothing but Aschelminthes which is have pseudocoelomates, and cytocoelomates are three: annelids, arthropods, molluscans, and after that enterocoelomates from echinoderms to chordates. Coelom is the mesodermal origin, which is mesoderm is the germ layer which is to form the body cavity. Okay. Up to the Platyhelminthes there is no body cavity, there is no coelomates. Platyhelminthes are triploblastic, but there is no coelom which is produced from the germ layer. Okay. Yeah, arthropods are the cytocoelomates, exactly right. Coelom in arthropods formed by the splitting of mesoderms, exactly right. Okay. R, A and R true, R is correct explanation of A. Of course, cytocoeloms organs are coelom to mesoderm split, these are the true coeloms. False coelom is comes under Aschelminthes, roundworms. Okay, yeah. Next question. Yeah, synaptic transmission occurs presynaptic to postsynaptic neuron. Presynaptic membrane contain receptors for the neurotransmitters. Guys, just look into here. Synaptic is the gap between the two neurons. Any transmission of nerve impulse carry forward the one neuron to next another neuron. There is a cell body axon. Between the cell body and axon part, there is a gap. This gap is synapse. So, this gaps is what? Just look into here. This is axon, cell body, there where is the axon ends, and again started there is I will take another slide, guys. This is axon, cell body of neuron. This is axon end, and there is a start of another cell body of the another neuron. Okay, the signals which is carry forward now signals into the one axon end and start to the dendrite of another neuron. Cell signals can pass. There is a gap between the two neurons is called synapse. The axon, first neuron axon end is presynaptic zone. This is the axon end presynaptic. Presynaptic zone. This is postsynaptic area. The nerves which is conduction the nerve impulses, they can end with the axon presynaptic area. There is a chemical which is neurotransmitter. The chemical which is neurotransmitter here, the calcium ions when ligand gated channel open here, when ligand gated channel open here, the calcium channels, they can push this chemical into outward of this gap. Okay, from this gap there is a receptor in the postsynaptic zone. There is a receptor, they can catch this chemical into this receiver. Receptors, they can catch this chemical and transmit the signal into here. Here neurotransmitter is what? This neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, ACH. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. That is, neurotransmitter is there in the presynaptic area, that is carry forward by the calcium ions. They can push out this chemical into the next neuron, which is the next neuron postsynaptic area, which is receiver for the this neurotransmitter. Okay, just quick look into here. Yeah, synaptic transmission occur from the presynaptic to postsynaptic neuron. Of course, synaptic transmembrane contain receptor, sorry, presynaptic membrane contain the receptor of neurotransmitter. No, postsynaptic contain receptors, right? They can receive the chemical which is acetylcholine, neurotransmitter, they can receive by the neurotransmitter, like there is a receptors is there for the neurotransmitters. Okay, guys, here 1 is correct, 2 is not correct. Okay, yes. Next question. Neurolemma around axon is neuron is formed by ependymal cells, microglial cells and Schwann cell, oligodendrocytes. Guys, here Schwann cells, as you know, they can generate the neuroaxolemma. Okay, yes. Schwann cells, myelin sheath and neurolemma, they can peripheral nervous system, in the peripheral nervous system. Okay, yeah, PNS, they produce. This is the answer, third one. Next, identify the flatworms among the following non-chordates. Flatworms, nothing but there is a platyhelminthes, they are triploblastic, acoelomates, okay, yeah. So here 4th and 6th is the non-chordates flatworms. Direct question, guys. This is Tinea and Convoluta. These are the like flatworms. Of course, Aurelia is coelenterate and Eukarya is nematodes, Aschelminthes. Yeah, flatworms phylum Platyhelminthes, it is tapeworm, is the parasitic, and like also flatworms Platyhelminthes free living is Convoluta is free living, and this is a parasite. Okay, flatworms. Okay. Next question. This is also matching question which is very easy. Phyla, yeah, that is name and common name. Apple snail, okay, Lepisma, silverfish, Daphnia, water flea, Erinia, spider. Okay, yeah. So, like here correct answer A3, B5, C1 and D2. Okay, this is the question which is match the following, direct question, no need explanation, you have to go through that. Guys, today's session is over. Tomorrow we will continue with the next question. Next questions where the remaining questions are there in the AP EAPCET, we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you.